Your assets will not automatically avoid the probate process and go directly down to your spouse when you pass away. It depends on how you have your assets set up. So if you do not have a will or a trust, your assets will get split up per the intestate laws of your state. As an example, in Georgia, for intestate, that means your kids and your spouse will evenly split the assets that you have in your sneeze in your estate, with your spouse getting a minimum of 1/3 of your assets, which means that your kids can get up to 2/3 of your assets. So if you wanted your assets to go to your surviving spouse so that they could financially take care of themselves for the remainder of their life, they are potentially only getting 1/3 of your assets, making it more difficult for them to take care of themselves. You can set up a will or a trust to designate your assets to go to your spouse when you pass away. The two options here: with a will, your assets will have to go through the probate process. To go through the probate process, it can take 1.5 to 2 years, depending on the complexity of your estate, and they potentially will have to hire a probate attorney, which can cost $5,000 to $15,000. With a revocable trust, it's going to cost a little bit more, but it's going to allow them to avoid the probate courts altogether, meaning they won't have to wait up to 2 years for the assets to pass down to them, and they won't have to hire a probate attorney, saving them $5,000 to $15,000. And so you're going to spend a little bit more up on the front end, but you're going to save a lot more during the probate process because you're not having to go through the probate courts or hire a probate attorney. With both of these routes, you still have to pay off debts that you owe to creditors before you can distribute the assets out to your beneficiaries. But the one is going to take a little bit shorter time and be a little bit cheaper on the back end. If you want help setting any of this up, click link in the bio, fill out the form, and schedule a time to talk some more.